Welcome back to Fujitsu Forum TV, where we continue to bring you live and exclusive coverage of Media Day ahead of Fujitsu Forum opening its doors at 9 AM tomorrow morning. The mission of Fujitsu Forum, and indeed Fujitsu Forum TV, is to surface the key challenges that are happening within society and business right now, and to deliver insight around what the solutions to those challenges, what should boardrooms be discussing, what should boardrooms be looking at. One of the greatest challenges going on right now is happening within retail. With me is the CTO for Retail and Hospitality, Glenn Koskela. Glenn, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. I'm fascinated by retail at the moment. There's two stories. On one side, we've got Amazon, this huge success story, business entity that's just thriving. The other side of the story is the challenges that are happening on our high streets, more high-profile casualties that were announced in the last 10 days. Let's start with the ambition of retailers wanting to go toe-to-toe with Amazon. How realistic is it? And if they do want to go and challenge Amazon, do their business models have to change?
Well, definitely. I think you need to start from the fact that the consumer needs have changed. You need to understand that the kind of a consumer journey, the whole context have changed. So if you're running a traditional retail shop, you naturally need to conclude that if the market has changed, you need to evolve. So your retail model does need to change. Now the question is how many of them have captured the understanding that they really need to change, are responding accordingly to fight against the pure play digital companies like Amazon, or the ones that have been there advancing before them in their digital journey. So the retail model has to change.
I've been looking at retail news. It's clearly been dominated recently by these casualties we spoke of. The recent Debenhams news against the back of the earlier Debenhams news, House of Fraser, Poundland. I guess, is there a common trend with their failures? Some of media are suggesting it's a failure on digital, they didn't innovate fast enough. Are the boardrooms to blame for not asking the right questions, or is that unfair of media to suggest that?
I don't think it's unfair. I think it's good to challenge them a bit. But if you take the traditional, you could call it high street model, or you could call it a traditional retail model. It's based on, let's say, it's based on your stores, where they are. It's based on promotion. So you have a kind of location, you have a promotion. If your scale in terms of growth of your revenues is purely based on replicating the stores of the past to create a market dominance presence in the world, and deliver availability for you to find the goods that you are buying from a nearby shop. Online is always going to be closer than that. If your business model is thereafter be based on price promotions to bring footsteps into the stores, well, there's a better bargain available in the online world. So again, we are back in the fact that the boardroom needs to kind of have the conclusion and get there, or what shall we do? How do we enlighten the customers? How we convert the customer journeys? Because the digital and the physical stores are all one in the consumer's mind. So how do they leverage the asset they have, which is the physical store, but remodel it so that the services that you're looking for are available there?
There'll be business leaders watching this, and I'm sure those points are resonating with them. Looking ahead over the next, 2, 3, 5 years, what are the technologies that are going to come to the fore that allow retailers to adapt to this new landscape and ultimately move them towards financial success? What are we going to see more of tech-wise?
It's a broad scale of various technology. I would actually start from a boring stuff. The platform, the technical foundation that the retailers are having to run the business they have. That needs to become more agile. They need to be able on a global scale to leverage the assets that are already been made available for them, and that will convert the existing infrastructure they have more towards the cloud. So, but that's the invisible part for the consumers. So it's a good and big chunk of the decision of the retailers and a journey they need to make technically, but it doesn't actually attract the customers. What attracts the customers, it's digital pieces. So in terms of technologies, we see the pioneers leveraging artificial intelligence. They are adding data analytics. They are adding digital identities into the merchandise they carry to have more transparency to the inventory and serve the customers within the store or outside of the store better.
I should say, if you're picking up any of the noise that's going on behind me, it's Media Day. And although we're entertaining the world's business and technology media, there's still a lot of building and testing that has to happen before the doors open tomorrow morning. And 12,500 business leaders from over 80 countries walk through those doors downstairs. So hopefully we're not disturbing you. Hopefully, yeah. Let's talk about data, because clearly this isn't just one for the future, it's one for now. Within retail, I think it's fair to say consumers, we want personalisation. Yeah. Ever since Coca-Cola gave us personalised bottles. Yeah. Are retailers using data enough? And are they going to get to where they need to be on the personalisation journey? Or have they got work to do?
Well, you can look at how your own experiences on that side are. You know that the retailers that you mostly use have collected a lot of data over the last, I would say, decade already. Have they met you halfway with personalized information and proposals? Probably not. So I think most of the loyalty programs are there to collect kind of a kickback type of discounts that give you some price benefits when you return to the shop. But that's not what the game is about. So they need to delight the consumer in a similar manner as the online competitors are doing, and themselves when they have the online channel as part of their business model, so that they collect information from the consumer. But it's not only collecting. In the online world, recommendations, so your learning process when you're looking for what to buy, all the alternatives is being enhanced. Your decision making is being enhanced. Your choices in delivery is being exposed with different kind of options. All that needs to happen in the physical store environment as well. When I enter in, they need to know who I am, to personalize the information that I need from them, or to be aware of, am I the VIP customer, or may I have kind of stop my basket halfway on the online already, and I'm continuing in my journey in the shop.
That brings us really nicely on to the final question. So we've got customer loyalty, customer reward, which is at the heartbeat of retail. It sounds like these in-store solutions have got a critical role to play if our high street retailers are going to move forward to success.
I do believe that the in-store journeys and the digitalization of that, to meet you in every aspect of it. Let me take the normal fashion retailers, that how awkward is it when you go to the fitting room and you have the wrong size with you? You need to kind of repackage everything, walk back, find it. Instead of completely automated, that they know that what you have taken with you into the fitting room. You press a button, you want a different size, it's been brought to you. It's just one piece of an element of the journey that can be automated by digitalization. Same goes when you want to find more product information or locate a product. What are the recommendations? What fits with this product that I'm buying? What others can I buy? So the same kind of outcome as you have in the digital world needs to be in the physical world. It's just a different setting. You are not sitting in your living room. You're not at home making a purchase. You are in their settings already. So the retailer has already won you inside. Now you just need to make the sale.
It's fascinating. So when I think about when I've shopped on Amazon, that impulse to buy based on price, it sounds like the same impulse to buy can be triggered with a bit of theatre in store.
Definitely be far more personalized over there and trigger you some recommendations and accessories or whatever you would like to have, or the services that are becoming a bigger play in the whole loyalty program and let's say returning customers, that they give you the choices. Do you really want to carry those 10 kilograms with you? Can't we deliver it to you? Or are you about to shop somewhere next? Do you want this to be dispatched to some location like the car park area? So all that is about the service. It's about the journey, to make that as convenient and frictionless as possible, including your payments.
Fascinating stuff, Glenn. I could talk about this for another 10, 20 minutes, but we're running out of time. Now, if these comments have triggered thoughts within your businesses and you're thinking you need to get in contact with Glenn and his team, get in contact over social. We'll facilitate the introduction. It sounds like there's a few discussions that boardrooms should be having around these topics. Still plenty more to come from Fujitsu Forum on Media Day. Up next, we're going to take a bit of a break on Fujitsu Forum TV. There's some building work that needs to take place next to us, but still to come, 5:30, we're talking to the EMEA Head of Region, Duncan Tate. He's got his keynote at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Again, you'll see that live on Fujitsu Forum TV. We're going to be putting the questions to Duncan. Co-creation for success is the theme of Fujitsu Forum 2018. It's also the topic of his opening keynote that he's delivering with President Tanaka. We're not going to let him off camera before he tells us something he probably doesn't want to reveal until 11 o'clock tomorrow. So hopefully you can join us at 5:30 for that. Failing, 08:50 tomorrow morning is when it all starts on Fujitsu Forum TV. The doors open downstairs at 9 o'clock. We've got around 15 interviews and 2 keynotes coming your way. There's a lot of challenge going on in business and society right now, and we've got plenty more experts like Glenn that are going to be helping you to overcome those very challenges. Hopefully you can join us. Thanks for watching.